From the campus of Eastern Hancock High School in Charlottesville, Indiana, welcome to high school basketball coverage here on NineStar TV, where tonight it's game 2 of a small-town rivalry matchup. The Eastern Hancock Royals welcome in the Knightstown Panthers. Along with Jim Leisure, I'm Rob Connett. Thanks for joining us on this Friday night before Christmas, a doubleheader. We just got done with the girls' game. Eastern Hancock beating Knightstown 50-27, and it's now time for the boys' turn. Eastern Hancock coming in with a record of 2-2, Knightstown a record of 1-3. But Jim, we all know when it comes to small-town rivalry basketball games, you can throw those records out because it gets intense, especially in a full-packed gymnasium like this tonight.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I know we're on tape delay, but if you can hear my voice, don't bother coming out. We're sold out. If you come, the fire marshal's probably just going to turn you away. Great crowd, going to be a great game. I think these are two evenly matched teams. It appears as if Knightstown does have a substantial player, and I'll let you expound on that, but out tonight. But let's see if the Knightstown boys can step up somewhat like the Knightstown girls did with their players that were out.
That's right, Knightstown 1-3 on the season. They started the season with a win back in November against Tri, 56-34, but since then they have slid 3 straight losses to Union County, Cambridge City Lincoln a 3-point loss, and then they're coming off of a 20-point loss at Wapahani last week. And we talk about Knightstown. You mentioned it, Jim, some injuries. We saw it with the girls' side for Knightstown, and now for the boys' side, James Lukens, one of their top players, 8 points, 8 rebounds per game, is out tonight as he injured his foot in practice this week. We talked with Coach Keck earlier tonight, and he said, it's a tough loss. You feel bad. He's a great kid, but it happened late in practice on Wednesday afternoon. Went down. They're afraid it might be broken. He's in a boot on crutches tonight. So you take away 8 points and 8 rebounds, but Coach Keck said, we're going to have to step up, and we'll see what happens tonight with some of our other top players.
Yeah, you know, as a coach, whenever that happened to me, whether it be on the baseball diamond, on the football field, is I always got the kids together, and I just said, listen, one guy is not going to replace this young man. What I need is about that much, and I put my thumb and my index finger about an inch apart. I need this much more out of every single one of you. If I can get this much out of every single one of you, that adds up to that, all right? And we'll be all right. If one person tries to do too much, one person says, well, you know, I got to score 8 extra points, or I got to get 8 extra rebounds, they're going to press, they're going to get in foul trouble. It's not going to work. I don't need one guy to do it all. I need 10 guys to do a little bit, and we'll be okay without him.
So let's look at some of those other players for Knightstown. Luckily, they have their 2 top scorers still in tonight. Chase Burton, 16 points per game, and then Jack Fort, 9 points, 9 rebounds per game. On the other side, Coach Aaron Spaulding in his 21st year at Eastern Hancock. He has his Royals at 2-2 on the season so far, coming off of a 54-38 win at Randolph Southern last Saturday night. And here against Knightstown, they will have some of their top players, almost all of their players. Landon O'Neill, 17.5 points per game. Brady Smith, 8 points and 5 rebounds per game. Also Silas Spaulding averaging 7 points per game. Cole Rainbolt. This Eastern Hancock team is well spread out. They got plenty of great players to go to on both sides of the ball.
There's no doubt about it. I think this is going to be a great basketball game. Obviously, if Knightstown has Lukens, it may be, I guess, maybe a little bit closer. But I look to this be maybe a one-possession, 3-point ball game. It's going to be great atmosphere. It's going to be loud. I don't know that the folks at home are going to be able to hear us, but we're going to do the best we can.
It is a full-packed gymnasium on this Friday night before Christmas. These two teams, they know each other really well. Great rivals, separated by just 7 miles. As the Eastern Hancock starting lineup being announced to the home crowd. Great student section on hand. Great Christmas sweaters and other great costumes by both student sections of Eastern Hancock and Knightstown. Let's give you those starting lineups as Eastern Hancock is being announced. They'll go with a guard, Zach Arnold, a 5'6" sophomore, averaging 5 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 assists per game. They also got Drew White, a 6-foot junior, averaging 3 points but 8 boards per contest. They also got Cole Rainbolt, a sophomore, averaging 6.5 points per game. Another sophomore, Landon O'Neill, 17.5 points per game. And Brady Smith is a senior, averaging 8 points and 5 rebounds. For Knightstown, they got Matt Kraft, Aaron Reagan averaging 10 points per game. Chase Burton averaging 16 points per contest, along with Robert Porter and Jack Fort averaging just under a double-double per contest. Thanks for joining us here on NineStar TV. Ball is up in the air. It's controlled by Knightstown. We're underway. Game 2 of tonight's girls-boys doubleheader from Eastern Hancock High School. As the Knightstown Panthers will get it started. Driving inside the paint. Tough shot, and it's good to go. For number 20, that's Aaron Reagan with the first bucket of the night.
Really nice catch and just spin move right there on the block. Was able to get it off the glass.
It's going to be loud and intense here tonight. Great rivalry matchup. Eastern Hancock. They'll try a three to start the contest. That's off the mark for Landon O'Neill. Offensive rebound for Zach Arnold. He'll bring it back out. They'll reset the offense. Back to Arnold, far side of the court. A cross-court pass over to Rainbolt. Now top of the key. Three. Good! Knocking it down is Landon O'Neill. It's 3-2 Eastern Hancock.
Well, Knightstown started in a little 2-3 zone, and Eastern seemed to be in man, which they still seem to be. We'll see whether or not the coaches change that up as the game goes on.
Chase Burton loses the handle of it. Ball taken away by Zach Arnold. He'll go the other way for the Royals. Now for Landon O'Neill. They get it to Cole Rainbolt, a sophomore. Back to the top of the key, another three. A little too strong for Landon O'Neill. And a strong rebound there by Robert Porter, who's in place of James Lukens here tonight for Knightstown.
Well, obviously it looks as if Eastern Hancock offensively is going to look for the long ball tonight.
They try to go underneath the basket, and it rolls in. That's Jack Fort, averaging 9 points and 9 rebounds per game. He's got a bucket, and it's now a 4-3 lead for the Panthers.
Actually, some pretty good body control there by the big fella right there on the block.
Here's Arnold. He'll try a three, top of the key, off the back of the iron, no good. Offensive rebound, and the putback by Drew White. Quick start for both teams at 5-4. Back and forth we go.
Well, he's the guy. You know, he's the big rebounder. He's the one that leads the team in boards. Knightstown has got to figure out a way to put a body on him.
They work it to the far side of the court. Now they feed it inside for Jack Fort. Now to Porter. Lost the handle of it, and it's taken away. Going the other way for the Royals. That is Landon O'Neill, who will lay it in. 7-4 Royals in front.
O'Neill does a really nice job of kind of anticipating the contact. Didn't get it, but was able to still finish. Sometimes kids, when they anticipate, they go to the basket too hard and they miss.
Leading this team with 17.5 points per game, only a sophomore for Eastern Hancock. 3-point lead. Tough shot, little contact, nothing going for Porter. And the rebound goes to Eastern Hancock. They'll press it up the floor for O'Neill once again. Gets it out of the corner. Now Arnold will direct traffic. Near the top of the key. Swings it over to Rainbolt. Over to O'Neill. Back to Rainbolt. He'll try the three far side. He connects! Cole Rainbolt makes it 10-4 Eastern Hancock.
Well, if Knightstown's just going to stay in that 2-3 zone, they're not really moving around that much. Eastern Hancock seems very content to just continue to shoot threes over it.
Student section for Eastern Hancock making a lot of noise as their Royals are on defense and they force the turnover. Here comes Landon O'Neill, 1-on-2, and he rolls it in. Landon O'Neill was 7 of the 12 for the Royals.
Coach Keck here may want to consider a timeout. If another turnover goes, you don't want to let Eastern Hancock get too much momentum here.
12-4 advantage for the Royals in driving baseline and drawing the foul. Chase Burton. They said it was on the floor. Let's get a replay of this. And immediately that referee called it on the floor. Foul went against Arnold, his first. They inbound. And missing the easy shot was Fort. Royals come away with the defensive board. They lead 12-4.
Knightstown's really struggling to get good shots because of the man-to-man defense.
Here's another long three, and it's good again for Landon O'Neill. He's got 10 in the first 4 minutes, and a timeout taken by Coach Brent Keck. What a start for Eastern Hancock. Landon O'Neill from way downtown, knocking it down.
Yeah, almost out to the volleyball line, but again, what I'm seeing so far is that Knightstown's in the 2-3. They're not really extending the defense all that much. They're just basically telling Eastern, shoot them, we don't care. And, you know, they missed a couple, but they've certainly hit more than their share. On the other end, the man-to-man defense by Coach Spalding and his Royals is really forcing the Panthers to have to work for every single bucket. They have gotten the ball inside the paint a couple of times, but they haven't been able to finish. So right now, again, it's 15-4, and it's almost like, well, no kidding. I can feel the momentum in this gymnasium.
Coming into the game tonight, both teams evenly matched from the floor, both of them shooting 37%. Landon O'Neill at 36%. 13 threes entering tonight, and he's already got 2 here in the first 4 minutes of the game. 10 of the 15 points for the Royals.
And now the Royals have even taken that pressure, ratcheted up a little bit more by coming out with what appears to be full court pressure. You never know. They may back it up to 3/4 or half court, but right now it looks like full court pressure.
Knightstown will try to get it through the full court press. And they do. With Aaron Reagan, they'll feed it into Fort. High off the glass, no good. Gets his own rebound and puts it back in. The big man's got 4 of the 6 for Knightstown. 3:30 to play here in the opening frame. 15-6. Royals in front, and it's stolen away by the Knightstown defense. Chase Burton going the other way. Got tripped up, lost the handle of it, and it's out of bounds off of him.
Yeah, a little bit of a reach in, but no call, and it definitely, the ball ended up going, like you said, off of his foot or shin, that lower leg area there.
So turnover by Knightstown. Eastern Hancock will get it back. Bringing it up the floor, Zach Arnold feeds it inside, and it rattles out, no good for Drew White. It goes out of bounds. And the referees.
Call a foul, looks like.
Yeah. Against Jack Fort, his first. Jacob Spalding will check in for the Royals. And Zach Arnold will take a breather. The Royals will inbound from underneath their own basket, leading by 9 here in the first quarter. They get it into Rainbolt. To O'Neal, who already has 10 points. Back to Rainbolt on the near side.
Knightstown switch it up now to a man-to-man out of that inbounds underneath the basket.
Spalding. Back to O'Neal. Deep 2. Good. Wow. What a start for the sophomore. Landon O'Neal, 12 of the 17 points. 17-6. They'll feed it inside the paint. Tough shot. Left a little short for Porter. And the defensive rebound for Eastern Hancock.
Pretty good defense there by Brady Smith.
Driving baseline, Brady Smith. Tried to get it to White. Ball loose. White able to get it. Finds Spalding, but he can't handle the pass, and it's taken away by Knightstown. 11-point advantage for the Royals. 2:15 to play here in the opening frame. Kick out to Reagan. He'll drive. Contact, nothing called. Missed the shot. Defensive rebound for Eastern. Driving to the hoop. Here's O'Neal. Wild shot. Nothing. Save from out of bounds. No, he said he was out of bounds when he tried to save the ball. And it will belong to the Panthers.
Yeah, he just was not able to get reestablished. He went out of bounds on, like you said, the wild shot. Took him out of bounds. Then he jumps back. You'll see it here on the replay. He jumps back inbounds. He never really got both feet in. He just had the one. Good call by the official.
17-6, under 2 minutes to play here in the first. Chase Burton will bring it up. Now they work it to the near side of the floor. Back to Burton, top of the key. Trying to drive around White. And he lost the handle of it out of bounds. Right in front of the Eastern Hancock student section. They love that. Forcing another turnover.
Yeah, you know, really a kind of a really torrid start. It seems to have settled down a little bit now. A little bit more of a half-court game.
Spalding, he'll try a deep 3, and he hits it. My goodness. The Royals are letting it fly. It is 20-6 here in the first quarter.
Well, Knightstown's going to have to make a decision. You're either going to have to bring your zone out, or you're going to have to man up. Otherwise, these guys are going to get 100.
Fast, aggressive start for Eastern Hancock. Burton lost the handle of it, saved it from out of bounds, and it went off of Rainbolt. Here's the three once again. Spalding said, yeah, you're going to give it to me? I'll take it.
Yeah,
boom.
Certainly not a typical high school three. That was, again, 4 to 5 feet behind the line.
Panthers inbound from the baseline. 1 minute to play here in the first. Driving baseline. Reagan, he'll lay it in. Aaron Reagan has 4.
Really nice job of body control and then using his body as a shield and going up with the right hand.
They find Cameron Wise, who's checked in. Back to O'Neal for a 3 off the side of the rim, no good. It will go out of bounds.
Yeah, that's one where you like to see the young man maybe follow his shot a little bit. He kind of had a little bit of the Larry Bird deal there where he let fly and he started going back the other way. We'll let Larry Bird do that. Why don't we follow our shots?
Closing in on 30 seconds to play here in the first quarter. A 20-8 lead for Eastern Hancock. They find Fort. Hook shot, no good. Rebounded by the Royals. And Coach Spalding from the Eastern Hancock sideline raising his finger saying, we'll hold for the last shot of the first quarter.
Yeah, it's a good thing he told him that. Otherwise, both of these guys probably would have shot that. I mean, from where they're at. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Because they're open, baby.
Down to 6, down to 5. Wise to O'Neal for a long 3, airballed it, and that will end the first half. But what a start for the Royals. Knocking down 4 threes after 1 quarter of play. It is Eastern Hancock 20 and Knightstown 8. Second quarter coming your way. We'll be back on NineStar TV.
Are you ready for some football? Are you ready for Monday nights to be as exciting as Saturday nights and to leave a cousin's wedding early for Wild Card Weekend? Are you ready to destroy Darryl forever?
Aaron Rodgers.
Well, these 6 planes are ready. This grandpa's ready. Mahomes is ready.
Mahomes is ready.
I just said that. The fans are ready. The teams are ready. Are you ready?
Rob Connett, Jim Leisure, and the rest of the NineStar crew with you here from Eastern Hancock High School. Thanks for joining us on this Friday night before Christmas. Yes, Santa Claus is in the building. Or that might be an imposter because I've seen about 9 Santas here tonight.
He might be the best one, though. He kind of had a little girth to him, and the beard was working. Some of these other guys are too skinny.
Great turnout by both student sections from Knightstown and Eastern Hancock. That game, that home game, right before Christmas is always a fun time. Everyone's in the Christmas spirit. They got the ugly sweaters going. People dressed as Santa Claus or elves.
And I really like the boy-girl doubleheader, too. It gets both teams on the big stage.
Second quarter underway here in the boys contest. 20-8 Eastern Hancock. Great ball movement underneath. And a 3-second violation going to be called against the Royals.
A little bit of a break there for the Knightstown Panthers. Or hopefully they can get the basketball, come down here and convert something. We need something here if you're the Knightstown Panthers.
They've scored 8 points in that first quarter. 4 by Reagan, 4 by Fort. On the other side of the ball, Eastern Hancock led by Landon O'Neal. 12 of the 20 in that first quarter.
Coach Keck going a little bit of a smaller lineup, took Fort out of the ballgame, trying to get away from the low post offense there. It's going to be basically an illegal pick.
Yeah, offensive foul going against Dylan Murphy, who checked in during the break between first and second quarters. And now Jack Fort will come back in. So now you got 2 bigs in for Knightstown. Fort and Murphy both in the lineup for the Panthers. Let's see what they can do on defense here.
Coach Keck giving Coach Spalding a little something to think about. Here, deal with this for a minute, now deal with this.
Wise passes over to Spalding here on the near side.
You see how they've definitely brought the defense out.
Yeah. Smith lost the handle of it in the paint, picked it back up, finds Wise for 3, top of the key. They are letting them fly here in the first half. That is the 5th triple for the Royals. And now a turnover. Here come the Royals. Wise will lay it up and lay it in. 5 quick points for the junior, and it's 25-8 Royals.
Kind of a tough play there. He got the basketball kind of deep into the lane there and was still able to get it off the glass.
Fort kicks it out to Murphy, and he runs over the defender. That's going to be a charge. And Brady Smith, who took the charge, is fired up. 2 quick fouls on Dylan Murphy here in the second quarter. You get a look at the charge, and a timeout going to be called as Coach Keck is not too pleased with the first couple of minutes of this second quarter.
Yeah, the reason that they're going to call that charge, 99 times out of 100, is because he drops the shoulder. He drops the shoulder, similar to the way a running back would if he was trying to gain that extra yard. It doesn't matter whether the defender's set, not set. When the offensive player drops the shoulder, creates the contact, that's kind of been a thing, really, honestly, for the last 10 years or so at this level. In the old days, it was, he wasn't set, coach. Well, now, when you drop that shoulder, you look like a running back, they're going to blow the whistle.
Eastern Hancock pep band in the house, just adding to the noise. It is a packed house here at Eastern Hancock. Great turnout by both fan bases. Ugly sweaters, Christmas sweaters, Santas, elves. Ralphie's pink bunny suit also in the house tonight.
And you could argue to a degree, ugly broadcasters.
We mentioned it before we started tonight. You got 2 radio guys.
Exactly.
Helping out NineStar TV. But we appreciate everyone giving us the opportunity tonight to broadcast this doubleheader. Again, the girls earlier tonight, Eastern Hancock beat Knightstown 50-27. Now here in the boys, 6 minutes to go in the first half. It's 25-8 in favor of the Royals. And now Eastern Hancock will slow it down. Spalding looking over at Coach Spalding as he's directing some offensive plays for his players on the floor.
Now, I would imagine they're going to spread it out a little bit, try to get a slasher into the paint.
Or a 3. Oh, man. How about Silas Spalding adding to the party? 6th 3 of the first half for the Royals, and it's now a 20-point lead. Burton over to Porter. He'll drive. Tough shot. Got it to go. Robert Porter's on the board, and the Panthers are in double figures. 28-10, 5 minutes to play here in the second quarter.
Knightstown switched to a man-to-man here. Again, they got to get some pressure on the basketball. They got to put hands in faces here. They can't just give up wide open looks like that one.
Smith for 3. Off the back of the iron, no good. Rebound to Aaron Reagan. Presses up the floor, but it's taken away by Cyrus Burton. And he carried it. Violation going to be called against the Eastern Hancock sophomore.
Yeah, I would agree with you. I mean, the official's indication was double dribble. I don't think he double dribbled. He may have carried it. I don't know that he gained any advantage. He was really just kind of pulling the ball out. It wasn't like he was trying to beat anybody off the dribble.
They work it into the corner. And a foul away from the ball. Looks like it's going to be called against Cyrus Burton of Eastern Hancock.
Now, sometimes even as a broadcaster, when you're watching the basketball out at the top, you miss a lot of that contact underneath.
And it's stolen away. Fort lost the handle of it. And the Royals back in business. Here's another 3. Spalding connects from the right side. He's got 2 triples. It is now a 21-point lead in favor of EH. And another turnover by Knightstown. Pressing up the floor. But it's stolen away by Porter. Good hustle there.
No doubt about it.
On the defensive side. Eastern Hancock has hit 7 threes. Here's a deep 2, a little too strong by Reagan. Offensive rebound. Kraft will try a 3. That's no good. Another offensive rebound. Here's Porter in the corner. He'll load up. Too strong.
Yeah, probably not his shot. Obviously, Coach Spalding has scouted the Knightstown team, and they just said, hey, take that thing. We're not even going to guard you.
31-10. Closing in on 3 minutes to go here in the first half. Smith. Over to Rainbolt. Rainbolt. Foot on the line. That's a deep 2. It's good. Cole Rainbolt makes it 33-10, and Coach Keck is going to take another timeout. Eastern Hancock letting it fly. As you get another look at Rainbolt, that foot was just on the line for a deep 2. If he would have taken a step back, that would have been their 8th 3 of the first half.
Yeah, and I'm sure his teammates are probably razzing him, saying, hey, man, what bother? You know, I mean, take the extra, do that little Reggie Miller drop step thing and get 3 instead of 2.
He had the time, too. Get another look at it. Rainbolt coming in from the side. I mean, look at how wide open he was. He had time to step back.
You know what? And again, it's almost baffling to me just how open they've been all night long. And Coach Keck, a couple different times, you can see the frustration because he's like, okay, we extended the defense, and they're still getting open. Great job of ball movement, great job of patience by Eastern Hancock, and honestly, great job of shooting the basketball.
Silas Spalding with 2 threes. Landon O'Neill with 2 threes. Rainbolt has a triple. Jacob Spalding with a triple. And Cameron Wise with a 3.
Sometimes, Rob, you can't do anything right. No matter what you do, if you extend out, they either beat you, slash it in the lane, or they still find ways to get open threes. And, I mean, right now I just think Coach Keck and his Panthers are at a little bit of a loss. It's like, what do we do defensively?
It's just been a fantastic, impressive showing by Eastern Hancock as the Royal student section thought it was a block, but they're going to call Brady Smith with the foul.
Well, we talked about it before. When he swats down like that, you see his wrist go this way. They're just going to call that. I got several friends of mine who are basketball officials, good Indiana high school basketball officials, and they'll tell you that it's really hard to tell definitively 100% whether or not there's contact. So what they look for is something coming forward. If you go straight up, the old Roy Hibbert thing where you go straight up in your cylinder, they won't blow the whistle.
Both free throws missed by Kraft, by the way.
But when you swat down, you're going to get the call 90% of the time.
As Arnold threw it right to the Knightstown bench.
Yeah, Coach Keck was open, though. I mean, he unfortunately, he didn't really have any desire at all to catch it.
Rare turnover there by Eastern Hancock. Both these teams coming in not too bad at taking care of the ball. Both teams averaging just 8 turnovers per game. As a nice drive to the hoop and laying it in was Burton, his first bucket of the night.
Yeah, 8 turnovers is actually a very low number for high school basketball.
33-12. Rainbolt on the near side. Bounce pass over to Smith. Trying to work the lane. Instead, he'll kick out. O'Neill had 12 points in that first quarter. He's been held scoreless here in the second. They find Rainbolt. Eye off the glass and one. Nice shot for Cole Rainbolt. He'll try to make it a 3-point play.
Really good ball movement, really good cuts. You're going to see this just one pass after a little bit of a weave, but then Rainbolt cuts in, goes up. Not a tremendous amount of contact, but again, you see an arm come down, and that was more than enough.
The foul went against Kraft, his first. Rainbolt, a 50% free throw shooter on the season, just 1 of 2. Trying to make it a 3-point play, and it rims out. 35-12. Under 2 minutes to play here until halftime. Knightstown trying to get something rolling on offense. Porter gets it out to Burton. Burton, wild shot, able to connect.
Well, you'll take them any way you can get them at this point.
Yeah. Here's Rainbolt left side. That rattles out. Strong offensive rebound there by White. Here's O'Neal for a three. Again! Landon O'Neal. 15 points here in the first half. He averages 17 per game.
When the ladies' game, we saw a young lady have a career night from behind the arc, and looks like we're having the same thing from the boys' side, only from the other squad.
Yeah, Katie Clark for Knightstown had 18 points. 15 came from beyond the arc in the girls' game earlier tonight. And how about Landon O'Neal here in the boys' game for Eastern as the Royal defense forces another turnover. Zach Arnold is fouled at half court by Chase Burton.
Now, see, there was an example, and if we get the replay here, where he wasn't set, but the offensive player didn't initiate the contact. So that was a good call. I mean, that was a blocking foul, not an offensive foul because he didn't drop the shoulder and create the contact. It just occurred, and the defender wasn't set. Good call.
38-14, Eastern Hancock in control. They've hit 8 threes here in the first half. Arnold lost the handle of it, picked up by Knightstown. 30 seconds to play until half. Into the corner, three, good! That's Robert Porter having a word with the Eastern Hancock student section. Cuts deficit to 21 with 13 seconds to play. And Coach Spalding calling for the last second shot. O'Neal kicks it out to Rainbolt. Rainbolt. Tough shot, won't go. Eastern Hancock shot at the buzzer. Good! Aaron Reagan knocks it down. That'll put the Knightstown fans in a better mood at the break. They still trail. What a first half. Eastern Hancock knocking down 8 triples. Knightstown gets one at the buzzer from half court by Aaron Reagan. Here's a three earlier. That was by Robert Porter, knocking it down.
I'll tell you what, I'm in a better mood. Just what a shot. I mean, the kid he got the basketball with about 3.6 or 7 seconds left, and he had plenty of time. I thought he shot it a little bit early. I thought, you know what, you could have probably gotten a better shot, but boy, I'll tell you what, he lined it up and banged it off the glass.
That was good. Aaron Reagan knocking it down at the buzzer, but at the break, it is Eastern Hancock leading 38-20. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll have the second half from Eastern Hancock High School here on NineStar TV.
A working mom who brings her best to both roles. A community-owned telecom that connects her home with high-bandwidth fiber optic. Mom can work from home with fast, reliable connectivity and be there when the kids come home. When everyone logs on, the internet connections stay fast and the family stays connected. NineStar Connect. Community-owned. Community strong.
Welcome back to Eastern Hancock High School. Rob Connett, Jim Leisure, and the rest of the NineStar crew with you here. At the halftime break, it is Eastern Hancock leading Knightstown 38-20 in a first half that featured 8 threes made by the Royals. Knightstown tried to make it up with a half-court heave at the buzzer that went in, but unfortunately that was just worth 3 points.
Well, but again, if you're Coach Keck, I'll take those 3 points. And I'll tell you what, Rob, I don't even know why I try anymore. I thought this would be a fairly, close game. The loss of James Lukens, obviously, on the Knightstown side has affected them in a negative way. I don't think he would have been worth 18 points, however. But, yeah, just like you said, just an endless line of rain-making threes here. And the Royals are off to a great start.
Landon O'Neal leading the way for the Royals with 15 points. As for Knightstown, Robert Porter knocked down a three late in that second quarter. He's got 5 points. Leading the way for Knightstown is Aaron Reagan with 7. And Eastern Hancock knocking down 8 threes, including 2 of them from Silas Spaulding in that second quarter.
And bombs, too. I mean, I think only one of them was like behind the line. The rest of them are 4 or 5 feet deep.
Knightstown will try a 3 to start this third quarter. It's off the mark for Reagan. And a rebound for Eastern Hancock. So what do you think Coach Keck was saying in the locker room there at halftime as O'Neal picks up right where he left off as he knocks down the deuce?
I would imagine it had something to do with we can't allow that. You cannot allow uncontested shots, fellas. These guys have shown time and time again that they can hit, uncontested shots, whether they're 2-pointers or 3-pointers. We got to bring the defense out, get in somebody's face, and disrupt the shot.
Here's White. A little too strong from the right side. Rebound for Knightstown. So the quick 2 by O'Neal to start this second half puts Eastern Hancock back up by 20. Matching their largest lead of the night. 40-20. They try to feed it inside to Fort, but it's knocked away. Another turnover for Knightstown. They struggle with those in the first half. O'Neal finds Smith on the near side.
Pretty good defensive pressure there, enough so that Coach Spaulding obviously wants to take a timeout and talk about it.
They'll take a 30-second timeout. So again, for Eastern Hancock, Landon O'Neal had 15 points in that first half, already with a quick shot here in the third quarter to make it now 17 to lead the way for the Royals scoring. For Knightstown, just 4 guys found the board. Reagan with 7, Porter with 5, Burton with 4, Fort with 4.
Well, and coming into the ball game, Eastern had Landon O'Neal averaging about 17.5, almost 18. But they had 5 other guys that 6 or 7 mark a game. So very well balanced. I mean, O'Neal's their guy, and everyone gets it. But, yeah, I mean, these guys can shoot the basketball.
So coming out of the Coach Spaulding timeout, Eastern will inbound it in front of their own bench. 40-20. Again, the Royals 2-2 on the season. Knightstown at 1-3. Here's a 3, and it rattles out, no good for Arnold. Trying to get the offensive rebound was White, but he stepped on the baseline.
Good hustle play so far. He's had a couple just in this half. A tipped ball that led to a steal and was almost able to come up with that offensive board.
Kraft was held scoreless. Now they get it into Fort. Fort, turn around, puts it in. He's got 6.
Nice job of using the glass by the big kid.
Averages 9 points and 9 rebounds along with 2 blocks per game. He's got 6 points here tonight.
Now Knightstown obviously going to a man-to-man.
Cross-court pass over the head of Arnold and a turnover there by Eastern Hancock. Coach Spaulding not too thrilled with that one.
Yeah, just a little bit of a lazy pass. And again, you don't like those cross-court as a coach. I mean, there's got to be somebody closer than that.
Porter kicks it out now to the top of the key with Kraft. That goes off the foot of O'Neal. Again, earlier tonight, first game of the doubleheader in the girls contest, Eastern Hancock won over Knightstown 50-27. Tough shot for Porter, no good, and a rebound falls into the hands of Cole Rainbolt for the Royals. He'll try the left side. Now over to Smith. Lost the handle of it, picked it back up, and found an open man along the baseline. That's Drew White who will lay it in.
Drew's just one of those guys that's always going to be near the block, hustling. In that situation, the defense had a little bit of a breakdown. Somebody had to come out and help, and there he was all alone.
They tried to feed it into Fort once again. It's knocked away.
You got to be careful that you don't get to the point where you're forcing passes into the post here, because, I mean, even had Fort caught that, he would have been triple teamed and would have probably been, ended up turning it over anyway.
He's the tallest guy on the floor at 6'5". He'll lay it in. But I was about to say, Eastern Hancock has done a relatively good job shutting him down inside the paint. As there's a turnover by Arnold. And Knightstown will slow it down.
Well, good defensive pressure again. Knightstown's changed it up a little bit. They're putting pressure on the ball handlers, trying to create turnovers, and they're getting them.
Chase Burton directs the traffic. Passes to his right, over to Reagan. Now to Fort, back to Burton. Looking to drive inside the paint. Instead, kicks it out. Top of the key, three is good. How about Matt Kraft on the board for the first time tonight?
Yeah, chipping away at it.
Eastern Hancock trying to answer back. That three won't go for Smith. 42-27. Fort to Reagan. Tough shot. That goes off the glass and good. Aaron Reagan has 9, and Knightstown slowly starting to come back here in the third.
Well, the lead was 20 at one point, I think, right out of the break. So
here's a three. That's short. Offensive rebound for Arnold to Rainbolt. He's short on the three. Gets his own rebound and is destroyed from behind. Robert Porter with the foul.
things getting a little chippy there, and honestly, the guy who handled it best was the guy who got fouled. The guy who got mauled was the only one who had composure, and it was all his teammates on both sides that were just basically running their mouths. They just need to.
You could see the referee talking with Chase Burton there for a little bit.
Yeah, but if anybody had an argument, it was 15.
Yeah.
And he didn't say a word. He's going to go up here and hit these free throws.
Cole Rainbolt to the line to shoot two. First one good. Yeah, I got a little chippy in that second quarter as well. Robert Porter was the one that knocked down a three, and as soon as he did it in front of the Eastern Hancock student section, turned around and said something to them.
He also did it right in front of the official. I was a little surprised the official didn't at least say something to him.
So they definitely talked to him after that block from behind. Second free throw no good, but a second opportunity for the Royals. Rainbolt for three. A little short. Fight for the rebound. It will be a jump ball. And it will stay with the Royals. Coming down with it. A little tie up there by Drew White.
Good defense, knocked it away there. You get the feeling that we just need to get the ball out from underneath the basket over here.
Yeah.
There's just too many guys in a tight space, and things are getting a little heated.
And again, with that student section, there you go. Get to the backcourt.
There you go. Let's get the ball 70
clear it
feet.
out, reset.
Yeah.
Here's Rainbolt. Feeds it into White. Now back out to Spalding. Now a deep three. That's a little too strong. No good for Jacob Spalding. Offensive rebound. Put back. That won't go for White. And Knightstown comes away with the board. Reagan looking to go coast to coast. A little too strong off the glass. With a putback for Jack Fort. He's got 10 on the night. 6 here in the third.
Well, he's the glass man. He gets 9 and 9. He's got a bunch of them already in the second half. Eastern has definitely cooled off a little bit.
It's down to a 12-point lead for the Royals. White near the free throw line. Kicks it out to Spalding. Now the other Spalding. You got Silas and Jacob both on the floor. Jacob will try a three. Off the iron, no good, and another defensive rebound. Here comes Knightstown. They can get it within 10 or maybe even 9 on this possession. Trailed by 20 in the early stages of the third. Here's a three. Off the mark, no good for Kraft. Defensive rebound. Here comes Landon O'Neal. He'll drive 1-on-2, and he lays it in. Landon O'Neal averaging 17.5 per game. He's now up to 19 points tonight.
Well, showing that he can do it from long range and in close. Really nice job.
Under 2 minutes to play here in the fast-paced third quarter. 45-31 Eastern Hancock. in this rivalry game. Going up with it and drawing the foul was Kraft. Coach Spaulding on the Eastern Hancock sideline not happy about it. Wants an explanation. Maybe we can see it on the replay.
Well, again, they showed the replay there. I'll say it again. You can't slap down. Anytime you're moving forward, whether your shoulders are moving forward, your hand is coming forward, they're going to blow the whistle.
First free throw good for Matt Kraft. Checking in for the Royals, you got Cameron Wise along with Cyrus Burton. Matt Kraft, a 50% free throw shooter on the season. Second one, also good. He's got 5 points here in the third, and it's back down to a 12-point deficit for Knightstown. 45-33, a minute and a half to go here in the third. Here's Wise, he'll load up for three. That's no good. And a strong defensive rebound for Knightstown. Here they come.
Yeah, it always seemed like when I was coaching, the kid who shoots 50% from the line ends up going like 9 of 10 against me.
It always seems to work out that way.
And then he misses all of them in the next game, and he still shoots 50%.
Fort lost the handle of it in the paint, and a jump ball going to be called. It will stay with Knightstown with 64 seconds to go here in the third.
Now, that's just good, solid hustle on both teams, again, on the floor. They blow the whistle, the official quickly in to make sure there's no extracurricular stupidity, but didn't need to. Both players showed a lot of class, a lot of sportsmanship.
Minute to go. Burton finds Kraft for three. Off the back of the rim, no good. And the rebound at Eastern Hancock. They lead by 12. Over to Silas Spaulding. Now Jacob Spaulding. Back to Silas on the near side. Good pass to Burton. He'll kick it out. Three-pointer off the mark, no good for Wise. And Knightstown with the rebound as Coach Keck yelling from his bench saying slow it down. 25 seconds to go here in the third. Panthers down by 12.
Important to get a good shot here, but, again, you are still losing by 12, so I don't know that you want to let 40 seconds go away. You could have come down and got a good shot and then try to put some pressure on the basketball, create a turnover, and get a 2-for-1.
Down to 6 seconds. Over into the corner for three. Short, no good for Reagan. And that will end the third quarter. Knightstown trailed by 20 early in that third. They're down to 12. The Royals will look to hang on. We have the fourth quarter coming up next. 45-33. We'll be back on NineStar TV.
A neighborhood drive-up builds their menu around locally sourced foods. A community-owned telecom delivers fiber optic bandwidth that helps them leverage high-performing technology with lower startup costs. Turns out, going local doesn't just mean fresh, it means better. NineStar Connect, community-owned, community-strong.
Welcome back to Eastern Hancock High School. Rob Connett, Jim Leisure, and the rest of the NineStar TV crew. Fantastic work by everyone involved, all of our camera guys, all the guys behind the scenes making us look good. Again, we're two radio dudes.
Yeah,
Somehow they're making this broadcast look good.
They definitely have the tough job.
Getting ready for the fourth quarter.
Oddly enough, that was a third quarter that was kind of a frantic pace and a lot of physicality, but yet each team only has one team foul.
Yeah.
Not an issue now, but later on if you're losing and you need to foul to put people on the line to try to get the ball back, they missed the front of the one-on-one. You got to have 7. I've seen teams before where, with 2 minutes to go, they only got 2 team fouls, and it's just hard to get them in that bonus.
2 minutes turns into about 20.
Yep.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens here in the fourth quarter. A fast-paced, it did get chippy at a couple of moments in that third quarter, but it seems like things have settled down here. Knightstown has made a 20-point deficit, cut down to 12. Eastern Hancock leads 45-33. In the corner, 3 ball is good. Cameron Wise knocking it down, his second triple of the night. Just like that, it's back up to a 15-point advantage for the Royals. Burton kicks it into the corner. Here's Kraft for three. That's off the mark. And a defensive rebound taking it the other way is Spalding being chased down from behind, and he draws the foul underneath the bucket. Again, just the second foul for Knightstown here in this second half. And it went against Robert Porter, his second. It will send Jacob Spalding to the line. He is a freshman who is 4 for 4 at the line this season. First one here, off the mark.
Normally the coach's son is a tremendous free throw shooter. I don't know why that is. Maybe it's a law, I don't know. But you think back to Steve Alford, played for his father Sam, and shot about 90% from the line.
Missed them both. And the rebound goes to Knightstown. Burton will bring it across the half-court line. Finds Reagan in the corner, but the pass is tipped away. Royals pressing down the floor. Burton saves it from the baseline, finds Rainbolt, and he will lay it in. Eastern Hancock hits the 50 mark, and they're up by 17.
Well, Eastern appeared to be a little bit.
Burton with the end one. That's exactly what the doctor ordered for Knightstown.
Yeah, Eastern appeared to cool off a little bit from the field in that third quarter, but now it looks like they picked it right back up. Nice job of taking the defender off the dribble and just drawing the contact, getting just enough body. Finishing the play. Again, I see so many young kids that can't finish at the rim. That's where they keep all the points, fellas. You got to finish when you're, a foot away.
Burton connects on the three-point play. 50-36. Now some aggressive defense by Knightstown. Rainbolt gets over to Wise. Nice pass inside the paint. Now they find the corner. Three ball on the way, and it's good. Once again, how about Cyrus Burton adding to the party? Royals starting to heat up once again from beyond the arc. They had 8 threes in that first half. They have 2 more here in the fourth quarter. Now a foul going to be called against the Royals.
Yeah, just absolutely unconscious really in the first half. Kind of played like a normal team in the third quarter, but boy, it looks like they're heating up again.
53-36. Under 6 minutes to play here in the game. A strong drive to the hoop, but unable to complete the thought was Chase Burton. And the rebound goes to Eastern Hancock. And now a traveling called against Jacob Spalding.
Yeah, he may have shuffled his feet just a little bit, but I'll still say, I don't know that you want him to have the basketball there. That's not where you want him to be at about 10 feet or 13 feet and in amongst the trees and, smaller kid there. You want him out on the perimeter. You want your big people inside.
Fort passes it inside to Porter. Tough shot, rims out. Fort with the rebound, and he draws the foul on the putback.
Again, finish at the rim. I mean, here's a good job inside, battles, turns and misses. It happens all the time. Another shot, of course, he's fouled there, but you got to be able to finish when you're right underneath the rim.
Jack Ford, a 60% free throw shooter. First one is good. And the big man has 11 points on the night for the Panthers. Second one for the 6'5" senior. Rattles out, no good. 53-37, 5:20 to play here in the fourth. It's a rivalry game, Friday night before Christmas, packed house here in Hancock County. Rainbolt pulls up. No good from the left side, and a rebounding foul from behind going to be called on Cyrus Burton.
Yeah, right before that happened, I was actually going to give him a compliment. I mean, for a sophomore, he does a really nice job. He hit the big three earlier, but he's a little aggressive there, obviously. And again, player displacement, moved the player. But I like Burton. I mean, he's got size and he can shoot from the outside. Just a sophomore, so obviously a bright future.
And we called his name a lot when you and I did the football game.
Absolutely.
Between these two schools back in September. So multi-sport athlete. He'll feed it off to Fort. Turn around, jumper good. How about Jack Fort starting to heat up here in the fourth quarter for Knightstown?
Well, and the thing about Ford is that was a right-handed baby hook, and he shot a left-handed baby hook earlier. Again, showing college coaches that he can go with either hand. You can't just play him one way and force him to go one way.
White controls it. Scouting the defense, passes over to Rainbolt along the volleyball line. Under 4.5 to play here in the fourth. Rainbolt will try a three. That's out. No good, and a defensive rebound for Porter. Here comes Knightstown, trailing 53-39. Reverse layup, no good for Reagan. Royals will push it up the floor. Losing the handle of it was O'Neal. Three on the left side, no good for Spaulding. Starting to turn into a track meet here in the last couple possessions. Burton picks up his dribble. Finds Kraft. Back to Burton, and now he'll slow it down. Under 4 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter. Here's a three. Porter. No good from the left wing. O'Neal, one-on-one. Contact, missed the shot. And the rebound goes to Porter for Knightstown. And a foul going to be called. Burton was fouled when he tried to kick it out. And it's called against Spaulding.
Yeah, Jacob Spaulding, his
That's
fourth.
His fourth. (53-39) Knightstown. Trying to get back and cut the deficit, but that shot rattled in and out, no good for Reagan. Trying to extend the lead. The three-pointer is short from the left corner. No good for Wise. Here come the Panthers once again. Burton will set up the offense. Passes over to Porter. Porter over to Reagan for three. Got it from the near far side. And as soon as he hit that three, he pulled at his left knee. Let's watch this again. Nice three, able to connect. And then he kind of grabbed at that left knee a little bit.
Yeah, he may have just landed awkwardly a little bit, but he did. After he came out of that, though, he did appear to be okay as he continued over to the bench.
Coach Keck calls a timeout. Knightstown back within 11 at 53-42. Now you get a good look at us. I'm Rob.
How you doing? Good to
He's
see you.
Jim.
That's right.
Thanks for joining us here tonight on NineStar TV. 53-42. Just over 3 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter.
Well, good timeout by Coach Keck there after the big three-pointer. A little bit of a dagger, not that big of a deal, I guess. But now you can set up your full court press. You can communicate to your kids exactly what you want and when you want it and how you want it. So good timeout.
And still plenty of time for these Panthers as well.
Now he is down to one left, but again, that one was well used.
Royals go up the floor. White controlling it, brings it to the near side. And a reach-in foul going to be called. That'll be the third foul on Knightstown. Coming up next weekend, great opportunity for us here at NineStar TV, as we will be at Bankers Life Fieldhouse, the really big basketball holiday show. Anderson, Shenandoah, Wapahani, Frankton. From Bankers Life Fieldhouse next Saturday. It'll re-air here on NineStar TV the following Sunday on the 29th. Brendan King will be calling the play-by-play. voice of the South Bend Cubs minor league baseball team. Obviously, they're out of season, so coming back to Central Indiana. Should be a fun time with NineStar TV as another foul going to be called. Coach Keck and the rest of the Knightstown faithful not happy about that. You can see the frustration on Coach Keck's face.
Yeah, a little bit of a touch foul there. Of course, Eastern at this point now is more than content to use a little bit of clock. They're still running their offense. They're still looking for a wide open shot, but they're no longer going to just press the ball into the basket.
Arnold, a no-look pass, sailed past Smith and into the Eastern Hancock student section.
Well, again, I think just a little inexperience there. Sophomore kid.
Trying to get a little fancy.
Trying to get a little too cute. Excellent football player, by the way. A lot of these kids are two-sport athletes, three-sport athletes.
Burton, a football player. Count it. And one. Great shot. That rolled in.
Yeah, I thought the official under the basket was going to say it was on the floor, but I think they got the right call there. That basket should have went.
Trying to make it a three-point play for the second time here in the fourth quarter. They've cut it to 9. Can they make it 8? Burton. Free throw is good. 53-45, and the Panthers starting to make a comeback here. In the fourth quarter, they were trailing by 20 in the third. It's down to 8. And a steal. Going the other way. Layup. Good for Aaron Reagan. It is now a 6-point game. And a quick foul called on the other side of the floor. It's going to go against Chase Burton.
I believe that's his fourth.
That is his fourth, yeah.
But if you're Knightstown, you're still trying for steals. There's 2 minutes to play, so you're going to try for steals like that. And then if you don't get it, you're going to have to foul eventually.
And they do. That's Jack Fort with the foul. So now both teams in the bonus. Fort picking up the foul, his second. And it will send Brady Smith to the free throw line. Smith looking for his first point of the night. 80% free throw shooter. Knocks it down.
Now, you always hear people talk about, now we have to foul intentionally and everything else.
Missed the second one.
You don't have to go there first. I would still give 1 or 2 opportunities to try to steal the pass or knock it loose, and then after that you can't let the clock go too far.
Wide open lane, and laying it in is Chase Burton. He's starting to catch fire here in the fourth for Knightstown. They trailed by 5, 54-49.
So if you're Knightstown, you're going to look to take a chance. Get in the passing lane. There you go. Knock it away. If they call the foul, they call the foul.
And that will send Smith to the line for the 1-and-1. Foul goes against Robert Porter, and I do believe that is his third foul. Free throw good. Tack on a second one after the Coach Spalding timeout. It's getting fun. It's getting interesting here at Eastern Hancock. 55-49. Again, what a comeback by Knightstown.
You know what? Again, if just too much Eastern Hancock early. Otherwise, this would be an absolute barn burner. It's close enough at 6 points, but this could be a tie ball game or a one or 2 point game the other way if it hadn't been for just the torrid shooting that the Royals had the first half.
Coach Spalding and Coach Keck to the drawing boards. Coming out of this timeout, we'll have a second free throw. Knightstown trailed by 20. Early stages of the third. They got it back within 12 to start this fourth. They get it back within 5 here in the late stages of the fourth quarter.
I believe there's going to be a minute 39. Yep, minute 39 left. So now at 90 seconds, now again, if you're going to foul quickly. Again, I would still try to get a steal, to knock it out legitimately. If I can't do that, you got to foul quickly. Otherwise, this thing's going to get out of hand.
Brady Smith made the first one, earned a second, so he's back to the free throw line after the timeout. 2 for 3 in this fourth quarter. Knocks down the second one. 7-point advantage for Eastern Hancock with 1:35 to go. 56-49. Burton. Now they feed it in the corner. Oh, they find Porter wide open, lays it in. Robert Porter with his first points since the second. 56-51. 1:12 to go. And now Rainbolt will slow it down for Eastern Hancock. Knightstown fans starting to get loud on the road. And a timeout going to be taken by Coach Spaulding with 1:04 remaining. It'll be a full timeout. We'll keep it here. But again, Eastern Hancock, they hit 8 threes in that first half. They could not miss. They were letting them fly from everywhere. Started cooling off a little bit in that third. Here in the fourth, they have a couple more threes, but that was early on. Since then, it's been Knightstown taking over, playing great defense, turning it into points on the offensive side.
Yeah, unofficially, I've got Eastern with 18 points in the second half, and I'm looking at Knightstown. I can't even add them up, but you got 13 in the third quarter. You got 5, 7. I mean, obviously Knightstown has cut into the lead and made this a ball game. I did think there a little bit that they let too much time go off the clock. I mean, you get up, I mean, Eastern was just way out on the perimeter, and a good, 10, 15, 20 seconds went off. We got to get up and force the action, fellas. We got to create a turnover. We got to get a foul, but we cannot let the clock go.
Coach Spaulding talking to his Royals. Coach Keck in the Knightstown huddle. And here's where things get interesting, Jim, from your perspective as being a coach. You have, for Eastern Hancock, Coach Spaulding in his 21st year for the Royals. You have Coach Keck in his first year here with Knightstown.
Well, first year at Knightstown, but an experienced guy. He's been around for about 21 years as well. So basically you put your 5 best free throw shooters on the floor. I was going to say, I can't believe they didn't call that. They finally did. But you put your 5 best free throw shooters on the floor and tell your kids protect the basketball. They are going to foul.
Foul goes against Jack Ford for Knightstown, his third. Chase Burton will check back in for the Panthers.
And that's something you don't see too often either. A kid like Ford, who really spends his entire game in the paint, normally gets a lot of fouls.
Free throw no good for White, but it's an offensive rebound for Rainbolt. Under a minute to play, and they will foul Landon O'Neill. Well, he will go to the free throw line for the double bonus.
And again, it's a failure to block out there. Again, the fundamentals of the game. I sound like an old guy because I am an old guy, but when the ball goes up, it's not like Little League where 10 guys jump up and try to grab the ball. You got to get your rear end on somebody, and obviously that time they didn't do it.
First free throw is good for Landon O'Neill, the sophomore, an 82% free throw shooter. Had 15 points in that first half. He's kind of cooled off a little bit here in the second half, but 2 clutch free throws there. Back up to a 7-point lead, 58-51, 53 seconds to play. Burton looking to drive, and he draws the foul. And we'll go against Silas Spaulding, the freshman.
So he'll go to the line for the 1-and-1 here, and then again, if you're Knightstown, that's exactly what you want. You want to be able to score while the clock is stopped.
Chase Burton, a 54% free throw shooter. He's knocked down 2 of 2 here in the fourth quarter.
Well, that was in my game notes, honestly, that how much better Eastern shot from the free throw line than Knightstown. Thought it may play into this ball game at some point.
That one too strong, and what a rebound there by Drew White, and he will be fouled. He'll go to the line to shoot the double bonus. And again, you mentioned it, Jim, on the last free throw. Great rebounding for Eastern Hancock, which has come very, very clutch here in the last minute.
Well, we'll see it. If you're home watching here, watch the 2 players underneath the basket. Watch Fort. and watch Porter and see whether or not they put their rear end on somebody, which Ford actually did. I mean, that's a good block out. He was blocking out on Brady Smith there, and obviously we're shooting 2. So
Yeah, I think the only person that didn't know that was Reagan.
Yeah.
Went for the rebound. And Coach Spalding will take a 30-second timeout.
both teams down with 1 timeout left.
58-51, 47 seconds to go. Again, Knightstown trailed by 20 in the third. Got it within 5 here in the fourth quarter. It's now a 7-point deficit. Royals trying to advance to 3-2 on the year. Knightstown trying to come from behind and pick up their second victory of the year. And of course, it's not just a win for the column, the W column on the season, but to get a win against your rival means a lot to these kids and these teams and these communities.
Absolutely.
Second free throw for White, got it. 59-51, 8-point lead for the Royals. Panthers got to go, and they will go all the way to the hoop, but coming up short was Burton. Rebounded by the Royals. They'll push it up the floor. Landon O'Neal back to Rainbow. Now to Spalding, and he'll be wrapped up with 29 seconds left here in the fourth.
Now, this is one of those deals where it's an 8-point margin now. It very well may end up at 10 or 11 with the free throws. You never know. But everybody who saw this basketball game knew that this second half was a heck of a lot closer than 8 or 10.
Yeah.
And these two teams, too, will see each other again. They're both in sectional 41. So, probably going to be an Eastern victory here with about 29 seconds left. But, it's nice to get the early one, but it's nicer to get the one later in the year.
First free throw for the freshman, Silas Spalding, is good. Second one rattles out. 9-point deficit for Knightstown, 25 seconds to go. Burton, long three from the volleyball line, tried to bank it in, no good. Rebounded by the Royals. And it looks like they're going to be able to hang on for the win as they will be fouled with 15 seconds left. And back to the free throw line once again.
Yeah, this one, again, barring a comeback of biblical proportions, this one's over. But well played. Kids on both teams, I think, played hard.
Silas Spalding back to the free throw line, knocks down the first one once again.
Again, congratulations to the Royals and Coach Spalding. But I would assume at some point in the sectional, these two teams will see each other again.
Second one also good for the freshman. Back up to an 11-point lead as the Royals have knocked down free throws. 3 no good for Porter. Defensive rebound rather for Landon O'Neal, and that will do it. Knightstown got within 5, but the Royals were able to knock down some clutch free throws to end this game. They scored their final 9 points from the free throw line, and they win by 11. 62-51, the final score. Eastern Hancock advances to 3-2 on the year, and they will be on the road tomorrow night at Cambridge City Lincoln. As for Knightstown, they now drop to 1-4, their 4th straight loss. Their next game won't be until the new year, January 3rd at Waldron. Great game. Knightstown able to overcome the 3-ball by Eastern Hancock. The Royals led by 20 in the third. Knightstown got it back within 5 with a minute to go here in the fourth. But the Royals able to knock down some clutch free throws and come away with the 11-point victory.
Well, just a great night of Indiana high school basketball. The girls' side, boys' side, again, I really like the doubleheaders that you're seeing more and more of. People are being able to schedule. And great atmosphere here in Charlottesville, Wilkinson. I can't remember the other school that consolidated it in Eastern Hancock, but great night of basketball.
Landon O'Neal leads all scorers tonight for the Royals. He had 21 points. And the Royals win it 62-51. For Jim Leisure and everyone involved with NineStar TV, great job by our crew as always. I'm Rob Connett. Thanks for joining us. Again, our next broadcast on NineStar TV will be at Bankers Life Fieldhouse next weekend. Thanks for tuning in. You've been watching high school boys basketball here at NineStar TV. Good night.